issue. Mr. Crawford broke the internet. So
I'm not even in the picture.
where are you? Okay, there he is. Don't break it again, honey. We can still fly tonight. All right, so I know we lost some people that were watching, but that's okay. We're gonna jump right back into it. We're talking about love and money, and talking with amazing financial advisor Brian and his wife Ashley. So I don't know how far we got with introducing them, but we can kind of jump right into the questions if you want.
Go.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, well, welcome back to the channel, guys. We apologize for the delay. It looks like over there in Georgia, the weather is still kind of messing with the internet a little bit, but thank you so much for your patience. So once again, tonight we're talking about love and finances with a certified financial consultant. Go ahead and tell us a little bit more about both of y'all, and then we'll jump in if that's okay. Tell me what you do, Mr. Brian.
You kind of explained it in a nutshell, just helping people be pretty intentional and thoughtful around habits and rituals around money instead of just mindlessly doing stuff. Just have a lot of strategy behind it.
Gotcha. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question. We're going to kind of play it like it's a round robin. I want everybody to answer the questions, and I'll just start with one person, then we can go to their partner and vice versa. So starting off with, let me see where I am, getting everything together. Let's see. Here we go.
I promise by like show, 5 or 6, we'll have like everything flawless. So
Right.
those of you that are like bearing with us, you guys are our first, guests on the show. So we got to work through those kinks. So thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. So how long, I'm going to start with the Crawfords. How long have y'all guys been married?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. And the Fords, how long have y'all guys been married?
It'll be 11 in June.
Oh.
Wow, congratulations. And then tell me, how did y'all guys two meet? There was this story about y'all guys, someone used to steal pencils from each other. What's up with that?
Ashley, he blames Ashley.
We've known each other since elementary school. You're right. I always made sure I had pencils in school, and for whatever reason, Ashley felt motivated to take mine all the time. I don't know why.
Story, no.
It's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
How did it really happen, Ashley?
I don't even remember. We were just third grade, minding our business. All I remember, we were just good friends, and I think he had a crush on me back then. He won't admit it, but
Back
we
in
were
third
just
grade.
Yeah, third grade. Yeah, we've known each other for a long time, but we didn't start dating until we were both in Atlanta in 2009.
Yep, 2009.
Oh, so you guys had like a reconnection kind of thing happen.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How did y'all guys know it was the one for each other? After knowing each other so long, you'd been around each other, was there like an aha moment that you had where you were like, okay, this is my husband? Was it serendipity for the girls out there that are watching it on live stream? What was it, serendipitous? It's Brian smiling like a Cheshire cat over there. Ash is like, no. All right, enough chit chat. So, if y'all could describe your personalities, because in my opinion, I think that finances has a lot to do with personalities, especially when we're talking about finances and marriage. Can y'all guys describe a little bit about your personalities, and were there any things that you had to overcome, like accepting each other in the financial department? Anything that you had to kind of embrace? This is my wife's personality, or this is my husband's personality. I need to know this. Can y'all guys go ahead and just describe a little bit about what it takes to be 1, serial entrepreneurs, 2, to have enough money in the bank to live on, and how did you embrace your partner's personality when it comes to finances?
Loaded question. No doubt about it. You pretty much have to embrace it. you know, in my opinion, a lot of the habits and things you saw, as a child growing up, they kind of follow you into adulthood. And so you really got to spend some time or invest some time just understanding your spouse and what did they see growing up, what did they experience growing up, and just listen to understand and vice versa and come to a conclusion, work together on what works best together.
For sure.
Uh,
Katie, are you sipping your wine again? She goes off camera sometimes to sip her wine.
I do. I go off camera to take care of myself. Y'all guys got to remember, I have a zombie face right now. Like you can't see it, but I am peeling. So if I go off camera, I'm still listening. Ashley, how was it when you knew your husband was going to be like? Was he already a certified financial advisor when you married him, or was this something that y'all did together?
She's like, no, horrible with money.
Yeah, he was an engineer and I was a speech language pathologist. So yeah, it was something.
Well, give us the nitty gritty. Like okay, so let me put it this way. I'm a free spirit when it comes to finances. I'm like, oh, that's great, honey. What is it? Tell us what it's like. I mean, I'm sure he's down there taking detailed notes about everything, right?
All kind of
With his little spectacles on.
So I kind of give it the best of both worlds. The engineering brain, very detailed, methodical, calculated, but then the entrepreneurial side of my brain is the complete opposite of that. So I bring both of those. You never know which one you're gonna get.
He understands how to create wealth, right? But as far as like the details and the finances, like I'm more of the frugal, like penny pincher, planner, detail person, and he's like, "We got it. Let's just we'll do it. We're good."
Okay.
So we're different that way, but it works out. We balance out each other pretty well.
I would think
Gotcha.
that he would be that way, but that's interesting that he's actually that way. So that you're actually that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would think he would be like, hold on, where did that penny go to?
No,
No, see, that's what I was expecting too.
He's like,
All right, let's go on and let's see. So money is the number one issue married couples fight about. And it's the second leading cause to divorce and behind infidelity. When we talk about money and relationships of any kind, we're bound to find some frustration and tension. So one of the biggest questions when I was kind of doing like the surfing and digging into, marriage and finances was the question of to keep a bank account separate, to have separate, or to have like a combination of money. What do all of y'all think is kind of the best route? Is there a rule of thumb? Tell me a little bit about whether individuals should combine money or keep a separate account.
Yeah, in my experience dealing with a lot of clients, particularly around that, there's really no right or wrong answer to it. Like what works well for one couple could be a complete catastrophe for another couple. You really just got to come to a consensus and understand, what works best type of thing. For us personally, running multiple businesses, we have to have multiple accounts, but we have access to each other's stuff. And then we got, main accounts that we like flow everything for each other.
How do y'all guys do it? Set it up, Candy. I know you've got several business accounts, but do y'all have like a one family account where all the bills for the household go through?
Yeah, I was going to say we definitely both have, all the different business accounts and things like that. But we have, one account that everything else goes through. We don't really have like separate personal accounts. That's what works for us because my husband is definitely the type of husband that he puts money in and hopefully the bills are being paid. So
yeah, all right.
He doesn't know. He doesn't actually pay any of, the actual like bills, but he makes sure the money is there, and it's my responsibility to make sure that the lights stay on. So luckily, I'm very good with managing bills and finances and things like that. But he would have no idea. He might just come and like, oh, the lights are off, but luckily we deal with that because I actually pay the bills. But he has no idea, like what bills we have, how much they are. He just puts money into the account and hopes that I pay everything. So that's kind of what works for us.
No.
And what about you, Ashley? Are you the one that do you pay the bills in the household as well, or is that a shared job?
We've kind of flip-flopped over the years. I think we started where he paid the bills, and then we kind of in the middle, I was paying the bills. Like when he was getting his business up and going, I took it over, and now it's back to him. So it just depends on where we are. But I prefer not to, because I can forget sometimes. So it's best for him to do it. But, you know, we both make sure that it gets done eventually.
Yeah.
So you might walk in and the power's off and y'all both looking at each other like, who didn't pay it?
I mean, we have a lot of candles, so, you know, we'll be okay.
It would be my fault if it wasn't paid. So, but you know what? One thing that I've actually learned is to put everything on auto pay. So like, I feel like I have no bills because it's auto pay. So I don't even think about bills because I've set everything up at, you know, so that I don't have to worry about, you know, did I pay this? Did I pay that? And I think that just helps a lot. And I don't even think about bills. They just come out of the account and we make sure if there's plenty of money in there and I don't have to stress about it. I don't have to think twice if I paid something, because how both of our households are. We have children, businesses, you know, husbands, a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I think auto pay has kind of been like my lifesaver. So
yeah, mine.
And his too.
Our husbands can be a lot to deal with.
Right. I just need a little allowance every 2 weeks. Just give me a little allowance.
I give him snack money. He gets snack money.
So how often do y'all guys talk about finances? I mean, usually for some individuals, it can be a point of contingency. However, is there like a good rule of thumb that both of y'all, like we're going to talk about it daily, or we're going to sit down and have a meeting once a week or monthly? Is there kind of, you know, a rule of thumb? Brian, I'm going to let you take this one and then we'll bounce to Ashley and back to the Crawfords.
Sure. I mean, it ebbs and flows kind of as often as you need it. I jokingly, I was like, yeah, I mean, every minute, hour, you know, lunch break, just really as often as you need to type of thing. You know, we did do the whole like formal thing, but it's hard to stick to that, especially when you got, you know, 3 small children in the house who at any given moment, like I wouldn't be surprised if you hear one of them come banging on the door at some point.
Just see ours run down, might not have caught him.
Yeah, I had to go
No,
catch
him.
They're stealthy.
Yeah, I had to go catch him.
Do we?
I think so.
I would say we're kind of like a as needed basis, because for the most part, everything is like on auto pay. So we will talk about finances like when we're doing something major or, you know, something's changing. But other than that, if everything is pretty, you know, on track, we just had to, you know, have a financial talk. We just bought a new baby for husband. So
Who would y'all get?
All that.
Big Bertha.
he got a big white work van.
I got a new work van.
Oh, nice. The other, is it a good one? Like the other, I know the other one broke down, right?
Don't talk about her like that.
I'm sorry. That was your partner in crime. He was sleeping in that. He was like, I'm taking a get away from these kids.
Yeah, everybody picked up me about my baby. But last week before I went out of town, I was on 75 and she just got tired in the fast lane. And I literally had to struggle to get into the merchant lane. I was like, you know what? I make too much money for this. Like, y'all win. That's my baby. And she's still, I mean,
she's about to go. She's in the driveway.
No, she's sitting in the driveway and she gonna stay there for a couple of weeks while he mourns her death.
She just needs an alternator. That's all she needs.
He has 1 month. Mark my words. He has 1 month, and if he hasn't got rid of it, it will be on Craigslist. So,
yeah, that's my baby.
And we'll financially gain that revenue and out of our driveway.
When is Business Day?
I'm gonna see y'all March 22nd. That van's still gonna be sitting there. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That's so ugly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm playing. Well, we're happy. Do you at least like your new van? It'll take some time to get used to it, but are you happy with it?
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah. Today, like, served a really great purpose that the other van couldn't even do. Literally, I had my guys load up about 20 windows, roof and shingles.
He's so excited.
Cement board, vanities, toilets, all on one run.
So, nice.
Yeah. So
that's his joy.
Yeah, that's my joy. My baby is my work. It makes money, so I'm in love with it. Yeah, it makes money. If I'm driving it, it means I'm making money. If I'm not driving it, then we have something to talk about. But my truck, I've almost had 2 years, and I'm just at like 11,500 miles. So I'll let you know I don't even drive it. It just sits in the driveway.
Brian, is that a good financial decision? While we have you on the line,
I drive it to some meeting, but my van is my go-to.
I might sell that one. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so we kind of talked about personalities and overcoming personality differences in a successful marriage. And the reason why we're talking about personalities is, like me, one of the individuals that's going to be in the marriage is going to be a free spirit. The other individual is going to be the more analytical, calculated decision type. But we went over that, kind of got to know everybody. But do y'all have any funny stories that circle around finances, or that when you realize that the lifestyle choices maybe we're going to be changing in the marriage, and how did y'all adapt to your partner's different taste in lifestyle, i.e. different taste in how they spend money?
So
Brian, who's spending the money?
I mean, really both. So
Hold on.
I'm laughing. So, early in the marriage, we took a few trips out to Vegas, right? And we stayed at the Wynn. And so I don't know if you guys have ever stayed at the Wynn before, but it's a really, really nice, resort, if you will. And so that's kind of become Ashley's gold standard for lying when we travel. We aren't somewhere, on par with the Wynn. We got some issues.
I feel you, girl. Only the best.
Yeah, why not?
She's the same way.
I do believe in spending money like on traveling and making sure that you have the best experience, because that's why we work to play. So when you play, you got to play hard, and you might as well stay in the best, resorts. So I'm down with you, girl. We can vacation anytime.
Good food.
I don't even ask the price. I just feel like it's nice. So
right.
He's the husband. He shows up. He has his bag. He don't ask no questions. So we're good.
That's what works. So
he that's why he's lucky he got a partner that's able to, handle all that stuff, because if not, we would be led down the wrong path, because he definitely puts a lot of trust in me.
I do.
Blindly.
Yeah. Health and finances.
I told him to take a pill. He takes the pill.
It's actually pills.
Pills.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. He's down though. He's down for whatever. So it works.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when you travel, you should travel in style and enjoy yourself,
Only live once.
And have fun with it. Yeah. My husband, I have a funny story to share. My husband, and not many of y'all guys know me, but my husband is from Guatemala. Let me tell you something. So we took a little road trip. We went across to the Mexican border down, let's see, I'm trying to think of the name of the city, but it was in driving distance from Las Vegas. Girl, he had me staying in a hotel, and I think I don't even. No, girl, let me tell you, there wasn't even screens on the window. There was black mold in the shower. I'm sitting I pulled the sheet back. There's like hair from other people. I'm like, and he's perfectly fine with it. He's like, it's a decent hotel. And I'm looking at him like, what in the, like, I'm literally starting to itch all over. So I feel that lifestyle choices is a big contingency in some different marriages. I mean, I love my husband with all my heart, but to be honest with you guys, he'd stay in that hotel. Like, there was literally black mold in the shower.
He just commented, Katie. He said, not the Tijuana story.
That's the Tony just comment on it. The Tijuana, that's where we were. We were in Tijuana. It was like, the hotel was like $5. I'm looking at him like,
get some advice.
Yeah, get some advice. So how to, like, mine, I don't have to stay, like, I've been to the Wynn. I love the Wynn. The Wynn is a beautiful hotel. In fact, it's probably one of my favorite hotels here in Las Vegas. I love their auxiliary hotels. I love the main hotels. I'm down with it. When we can afford that, I'm cool. But do y'all guys have any personal recommendations for people like me and my husband who really do have personality differences? Like, you know, I'm not going to stay at the Night's Inn. I'm not, but I'm also down to earth at the same time. Like, I'll pop a tent if I have to, but I'm not going to stay, like, let it be clean. Please, let it be clean. So how do y'all recommend people getting basically on the same page when it comes to lifestyle choices? How did y'all do it? How do we need to approach the subject? Is there a right and is there a wrong? How did y'all guys do it? Tell us a little bit how you combined and how we, like me, can overcome frustrating situations like the Tijuana trip. Yeah, and the $5 hotel.
That's easy. Happy wife, happy life.
He needs to spend money.
Pretty much what it boils down to.
Happy wife, happy life. So,
I think also for me, like before we, created our own businesses and we were just working in our careers, and I did a lot of budgeting and, trying to find discounts. So we would go on, what's it called? Priceline, or the one where you name your price to get your hotel or get your flight and stuff like that. Yeah. So there's ways where you can get better quality for a lower price. And so I did that a lot because he would just be like, let's just stay here. And I'm like, well, let's just go on this side and then see if you get this discount to get this better price.
Right.
Yeah. So
is that you, Candy? Are you a Priceline?
I'll go on every site and I'll check the same hotel, different websites. Like, I'm definitely like, I'm going to make sure I get the best price for what I want. I mean, we'll spend, but I'm going to make sure that if we're spending that amount, like, there's not somewhere else that has it for less. So I'm going to make sure that I check all my sources. So yeah, price checking for sure.
Yeah. Gotcha. And I guess that's fair. So I need to probably be a little bit better at planning, because what to be fair, what originally happened is we have a travel savings club where we can go on, we can get, I've seen, the Wynn, I think we paid $50 to stay at the Wynn, had an in-room jacuzzi. So we do have those types of means. It's just the spare of the moment things where lifestyle, where lifestyle is different. So to be completely fair, it just takes more planning on my end to be like, we're going to go to Tijuana, we're going to stay at this location, and there's no arguments. So maybe that's me stepping up personally.
The woman has to plan it for sure.
I think so. Yeah, it was terrible. Okay. So here's another thing. So Candy, you had a story about your sister Celeste, and Celeste, if you are out there, what's up? But they went to a financial advisor and was talking about, is there a moment or a certain price that you have to kind of talk to your husband or talk to your wife prior to spending? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so my sister's probably asleep. Shout out to Celeste. She goes to bed at 8:00. So she's probably sleeping. She go watch it on Saturday, I promise you. But her and her husband actually did marriage counseling. And one of the parts was finances, obviously, because that's a big part of marriage. And one question was, is there an amount that if your spouse is spending over that they need to get approval from you? And so her number was like way higher than his. His number was like, I don't know, $100, which is fine. Like everyone has their points, but he felt like if she was in Ty, shout out to Ty, he might be watching this too. He felt like if she was spending over $100 that she needed his approval. And my sister makes good money. She makes her own money. So it's not like she's, using his money, but he felt like as my spouse, $100 is kind of my point where it's like, you need to consult with me. So is there an amount that you guys feel like is that amount, or it doesn't matter?
It's funny, I'm laughing because when we first got married, it was like right at $100, but now life has evolved, right? So like $100, I mean, you
spend that at the gas station,
right. You got family of 3 little kids as well, so it's kind of hard to do anything for $100 nowadays.
right?
Everything is over $100 for us.
So what's your amount now? Is there an amount? Can Ashley go out and buy a purse for $10,000? You'd be like, okay, cool. Is there an amount? Like, okay, if you're spending this amount, you probably should consult me.
Yeah, we haven't really like put a hard and fast line in the sand. I don't know. For me, is in part is because really my larger purchases are gonna be for stuff for her anyway. So, usually a large purchase I can't even tell her ahead of time because I'm like over here trying to hide what I'm trying to surprise her with.
This guy. How about you, Ash?
I would say I feel like Brian is more of the kind of lax on that topic. So I'm more of like the where did we spend? Where did that go? So I would say probably 1,000 for me. I would probably ask about 1,000, but it depends on what it's for too. Because if it's bills or if it's something we're booking, I'm not going to ask about that. But
so if you saw,
what'd you say?
So if you saw like a Louis Vuitton charge for $5,000, but you didn't get anything from Louis Vuitton, would you feel like okay?
Yeah, I'm asking about that.
Asking about that one, okay. You're like, where's my bag at?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm the analytical person. I research everything. I'm always looking at details. So yeah, I catch all the things. So I would definitely ask Louis Vuitton. Yeah, for sure.
All right, I think we have one more question. So when spending, well, you know what? Let's stick with this one. Have you ever hid purchases from your wife? Like I know mysterious Amazon packages showing up at the door can be a point of contingency. Is there any funny story? Is there any funny stories like of when you were like, other than like, okay, birthday surprises doesn't count, push presents don't count. We're talking like, we were like, she don't need to know that. I make this money, I'm going to do it. And what was the outcome of the situation?
That's really the only time I'm doing like surprise hidden purchases is for her. Like I really don't buy too much stuff for myself.
I'm the same way. I don't buy shit except for her. I don't buy anything. Sorry, but I don't buy anything.
Well, actually, he did tell the other day he made a purchase and he was like, I bought something. So he ended up buying the earbuds or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're still here.
Yeah, we can still hear you. Keep talking. He bought himself some Apple earbuds. Those things are lifesavers. They're really good.
Right, but there's like, I guess, 2 different levels of them. So you
got the Pro?
He got the one that he didn't know how much they cost. He bought them. He was like, I didn't really mean. I was just going to get some like earbuds. I didn't really mean to buy, the $400 earbuds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he normally doesn't spend, too much, I would say, on himself. But yeah, he came to me and was like, yeah, I didn't mean to actually buy that kind.
Gotcha. All right. And then we're going to take questions, Q&A from a certified financial advisor, also from an interior design and from the Crawfords in just a few minutes. But we're going to end the question portion with kind of the loaded question. And then I'm going to pass this off. How do you and your partner set reasonable financial expectations together? And was there ever a moment in your life where you were like, man, we should have been a little bit further along than we are now? Tell us a little bit about any kind of things that are great rules of thumbs, great practicing for financial expectations, and a little bit of a roadmap how to get from point A to point B.
I would say one thing that we did annually that we've done since we've gotten married is create a family vision. And so we have different categories, but we always have a financial category, and we'll put like how much we want to save for that year, or how much, if we're paying off debt, how much in that, and any other financial or business goals will go in that area. And then we like to post it up somewhere where we both see it every day. So that kind of helps to have like an annual meeting with your spouse or significant other to kind of plan out and get on the same page and then work towards those goals.
Definitely. Awesome. I have a question for you, Brian. What do you feel like is a must-have in, a relationship or a marriage, financial-wise? I know we've dealt with you in the past with life insurance. Is that one of the things, or what is your advice just as a couple to be financially strong? What is your staple?
Staple and terms of
your advice, I would say.
And just general advice per se.
To make sure that you have like a sound financial plan.
Gotcha. I mean, I would say it's really beginning with the end in mind. So, coming together and figuring out like, hey, ultimately, what are we trying to accomplish?
Right.
Whatever that is. And then once you have some clarity on that, then you can start working backwards and reverse engineering, figuring out, what are some strategic actions I need to be taking. So one day I can roll out of bed, open my eyes up, and know that it actually happened.
Right.
I mean, there's a gazillion different, financial tools and products and whatnot in the marketplace to get there. But I would say more importantly is just knowing what the end game looks like.
Gotcha. And so what are two things that people who are listening or watching, what are two things that they can go do right now if they haven't already done it, that will make sure that, their financial future is kind of on the right path?
I mean, I would say exactly kind of what Ash was just talking about is, if you've never took the time to just sit down and map out exactly what your goals are, like big picture goals, like make that a priority. It's kind of like similar to, if you imagine you're on a cruise ship and the captain of the cruise ship, his, job is to make sure he gets you from point A to point B. Right. But if you don't know what point B is, you're just out there just cruising on the ocean, you're going to end up way off course somewhere where you never intended to be. And so that's where it becomes really, really important to know what the end game is. Gotcha.
So basically, you're not going to tell me what we need to do. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's going to be different for everybody. I mean,
Gotcha. So would you say, that, everyone should, diversify their portfolio and have, stocks? Do you feel like everyone should have, life insurance? Are there any tools like that? I guess I'm asking.
Brian, I don't start looking at stocks. I've started back. You know my story, my history with stocks, but I've started back, so we'll probably be in contact here in a little bit. But I've slowly started back looking at stocks and buying, well, just kind of playing with stocks a little bit. So
healed.
Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I was scarred back in 2008, 2009, and I never turned back. But you know the story on that. But but yeah, I'm starting to kind of dibble and dabble and starting to pay more attention to it. And yeah,
gotcha. But so to answer your question, Candy, one thing that is kind of hard and fast, and the CFP board has standards around this stuff, around just like basic savings to where, whatever your household expenses are, just make sure you got enough cash in the bank to cover, if it's a dual income earning household, cover 3 months of expenses type of thing. There is a such thing as being like overweight in cash, where you could be walking around just holding too much money in cash. Like your money should be working for you while you're asleep type of thing. So you don't just be sitting around with mounds and mounds of cash and it's stale, not doing anything.
So you would say your number is 3 months of savings, and then everything else should kind of be working for you, making its own money.
Yeah. So for the dual income earning folks, you want to have 3 months. If you're solo out on your own, then you want to double it and bump it up to 6 months.
6 months, okay.
And then outside of that, you talked about the life insurance piece. With COVID, it's really kind of shed a spotlight on how fragile life is. And so that's another area that I would say, if you haven't prioritized it in any way, shape, or form, like you may want to bump that up on the priority list, because as we've all seen with this virus, like you can be out of here in a short amount of time. And if you got a family, you might want to make sure that they're taken care of financially. For
sure. We heard that you have like 5 life insurance policies. Is that true? So you better watch your back. Ashley's gonna be like,
he said he's worth more dead than alive.
that guy.
Like, we knew Brian. Didn't he have like 5 life insurance? Ashley's in Hawaii somewhere. I see it in her face. No, I'm kidding.
So funny. That's funny you say that, because I feel like it's a whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's whole life insurance. Like whenever someone, like some of my clients talk to me about finances, and I'm like, you need to talk to Brian. And this whole life insurance thing, when I found out about that kind of blew my mind. And so whenever anyone like asks about finances, I'm not an advisor or anything, but I always say you need to look into that, because there's so much you can do with it beyond just it being life insurance.
For sure. By the way, you are a financial advisor, because you are. You probably know more than most people know, because it's like osmosis. So I feel like I can build a house. He says it all the time. He's like, you could maybe build a house.
Yeah, you can.
Or I think I know. I think I could, but he probably thinks I can't.
She can lay tile and everything.
I probably can do the tile job, the roofing.
Yep. Good. I'll call you next time I need a job completed. Girl, I'm calling you.
Let me know, because I think I'm a contractor through osmosis here.
Man, sometimes I just have to sit there and pause and look at her while she's telling me what to do.
I've learned a lot over the years, so
yeah.
Or I think I have.
So, Brian, does she take over your conversations if you're talking about being a financial advisor to friends or family? Because this one takes over my conversation about building and contracting.
No,
like she's a builder, and I'll just sit there and like they were talking to me.
Sometimes I go, can't you build it like XYZ? And he's like, no. So yeah. Sometimes
you go with him, like
I do go with him to like a lot of his meetings or doing bids and things. So I think that he could probably send me on an appointment to do a bid, and I probably could do it.
Yeah, she really could. Yeah, she really could. She can give the bid, but about doing the work, that may be a little bit questionable. But yeah, I've trained her to the point where she knows probably more than most dudes when it comes to remodeling and building.
This could be a show. It could be like we both build a house and kind of see who gets it done. My house will be bomb. The doors might fall off, but I think I
But it'll look good. I know it'll look good.
yes. So
That's great.
All right, guys. So we're going to open up to just a few question and answers. We had one about the book. So where is the book? We have a couple of people that are wondering where they're like, I want my copy of the B&B book to the Crawfords. What's crack-a-lackin' with the book?
So like we talked about last time, we just finished it. So we are waiting for us to get our editor's copy to kind of redline it. And then it will be available on our website. It will be available on Amazon. So that should happen in the next week or so.
Okay, very good. So we'll get it back out to you. All right, once again, I'm going to see if I can put these up on the screen. Guys, those of you that have watched the show, we want to thank you so much for participating. Before I do closing, does anybody want to put anything out there? You guys are good?
I think we're
Crickets?
I think we're good.
I quite love it. All right, guys. So I'm going to put these up on the screen. Please feel free to reach out to Brian K. Ford at brianford.nm.com. And then he's a financial advisor, field director, and then also Miss Ashley Ford, the Busy Entrepreneur's Interior Design. Check her website out. There's some really cute pictures of the houses and spaces that she has designed. And she's also got a lovely little kind of snippet about herself. You can find that at ashleyfordinteriors.com. And please don't forget to check out the Crawford Connection. I was scoping it out and looking at it. Y'all guys make sure to tune in on YouTube, tune in on Facebook, on Twitch. Next week, we should be up and live with tuning in on our Instagram and all that stuff. So as we are learning, hopefully everybody else is getting the benefit. Thank you so much for joining. Ashley, Brian, y'all guys rock. And I really want that picture in the background. Candace and Jay, y'all look beautiful tonight. It was a pleasure being with y'all. I'm going to play this video and I'm going to sign out. Time to go feed the kids.
She's in Vegas.
She's in Vegas time, yeah.
Yeah, time for dinner. But it was a pleasure, and I will see y'all guys later.
Thank you, Katie.
Bye.
All right, so I just we just wanted to say thank you to you guys for tuning in with us. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning, but we had lots of fun. I hope everyone watching kind of got some information. I know we didn't like dig super deep, but it was fun, you know, chatting with you guys, kind of seeing what you guys do in your marriage. And this can open up a conversation if you're watching in your household to talk about finances. Reach out to Brian. He can give great advice if you're not really sure what path that you're going on. He definitely can help to carve out that path. So if you're watching, you know, check him out, hit him up if you're wanting some advice on your finances for sure. Mr. Crawford.
I like that t-shirt you got on.
I appreciate it.
Is that custom?
Oh, generational.
No,
Yes.
I love that t-shirt. Did you guys make that?
No, we didn't. I saw it on some website somewhere. That's my new thing. So instead of all these custom tailored suits, sitting at home, I've kind of taken a liking to getting, fancy T-shirts.
Oh, so are you at home now during COVID or?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay. I got you. Are you guys doing date nights and all that? Because we're still supposed to have game night over here.
Really?
Yeah, we're supposed to be having game night at some point in time. We just started going back out a little bit.
Have you? How's it going?
We wear a mask. Sometimes we look
knock on wood.
we
We're
look like
good.
we look like weirdos. Sometimes we're the only one in the.
Oh,
So
that's perfect, actually.
but every now and then we'll get out, go to dinner
Yeah.
or something like that.
But definitely, we got to have you guys over, the kids over sometime, and have a little family night. So thank you again. Thank you for chatting with us for sure. Have a great night.
All right.
Bye, guys.
See y'all.
Bye.
All right.